We have Ms. Shambhavi Tripathi, IES Divisional Electrical Engineer, Ministry of Railways, joining us on the stage. Can we welcome Ms. Shambhavi with a huge round of applause, everyone? Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shambhavi, and I am an IAS officer in the Ministry of Railways and currently posted in Delhi. So today I'm going to talk about digital transformation in the Ministry of Railways. But before that, before talking about Indian Railways itself, firstly I decided to discuss all the kinds of global case studies that we are having, which are focused on the trends that are developing in the railways. Next. Okay. So digital transformation is required in every organization, but with the scale of railways, it is extremely important because of the increasing need for fast transportation, and the major trends that we have are already implemented in many countries, which are in drones, smart sensors, automatic train control, which is ATC, and predictive maintenance. Even high-speed rail is catching up in all countries, and India has also tendered almost 2 projects on high-speed rail. Next. Here you can see the global startup heat map. The major startups that are investing and in the cutting-edge technologies are in Europe, but even US and India are catching up very soon. So now we are going to talk about the major trends. The first one is the autonomous trains. In autonomous trains, we are specifically talking about the ATC systems, which is autonomic train control. In this is a train protection system where the speed control mechanism is in response to the external inputs. For example, in India, we have the Kavach technology, where if the driver forgets to apply the brakes during signal passing at danger, the emergency brakes are automatically applied and the train comes to a halt. Along with this, we have Grade of Automation 4, which is GOA 4 system. In this, the trains are fully automatic without any operating staff on board. While DMRC has already implemented the GOA 4, Indian Railways is yet to implement it. However, the Kolkata Metro has reached GOA 3 level. Next. So let us have some examples from over the world. We have 2 examples in this category. First is from Belgium, where they have developed the advanced driver assistance system and full self-driving trains. The technology employed is artificial intelligence, deep learning, and computer vision and sensors. The main feature of this is that it is a zero-emission system, and it detects objects and avoids collision. The second example is from South Africa, which has provided integrated railway signaling solutions, which is also known as CBTC technology. This has already been implemented in Kolkata Metro and still waiting to be implemented in the main rail solutions. Next, as you all have heard about Internet of Things, similarly, there is a concept of Internet of Trains, where the entire train is onboarded with a lot of sensors, and we are provided real-time data information, which enables data-driven solutions and improves the rail operation efficiency. Next, here we have 2 examples from Canada and USA. So in Canada, they have reduced the traffic delays at railroad crossings by using sensors and prediction software, which is then informed to the driver using their mobile apps and traffic signaling. And this ensures that the city planning officials are always ready with information and helps them in designing and operating the crossings and infrastructure. In USA, they have developed the prediction of wheel and bearing failures and detecting the oil and gas leakages, providing live GPS tracking of the trains. Next, we have artificial intelligence. In this, we have applications such as asset management, predictive maintenance, and advanced passenger information system. Next, here we have taken the examples of 2 countries, which are Sweden and USA. So, using this artificial intelligence, they have provided platforms which integrates with the existing software to ensure safety rule compliance during rail yard operations. This optimizes yard processes, reduces workload, and improves the train handling safety. Next, we have decarbonization. Even here, we have employed digital solutions. For example, we have taken the example of Australia and USA. Next, In this, we are using stacked multi-cell converters and logic-based equations to address the crank power shortages of traditional batteries, which helps us to use the batteries in the systems and hydrogen fuel cell for longer, lowering the cost of storing the green hydrogen. In India also, startup Inverted in Noida has begun the same process. Next, we have rail communication system, which is enhanced with 5G technology and low latency communications. Next, the examples employed here are from UK and Czech Republic. So UK has offered a rail AVI, which is automatic vehicle identification software, whereby the automatic vehicle ID system is implemented to electronically track trains automatically as they are passing through any network. This provides unique vehicle ID within a second and does not slow down any train movement. In Czech Republic, they have developed a platform for Wi-Fi and infotainment, which supports passenger information and also helps in predicting the route information for the futuristic approach. Then we have next, passenger experience. In this, we have smartphone and mobile apps, onboarding system, and biometric ticketing, which simplifies the ticketing and passenger identification. The whole process has been made online. Next, and the best practices we can trace from Israel and even in India. In Israel, they have developed a seat allocation platform known as Ride With solution. So what they have done is they have created specific zones in trains such as silent zone, family-oriented, casual, or business. And this has improved passengers' riding experience. In India, we have a startup Rail Resto that is providing food delivery to train passengers from any restaurant they like, which has been accredited by the Ministry of Railways. Next, we have high-speed rail, which is a type of rail network transport which utilizes either the existing tracks or the modified tracks and specialized rolling stock capable of achieving speed up to almost 1,000 kilometers per hour. Next, here we have two examples from Spain and Poland. So in Spain, they have developed an electric-powered autonomous Hyperloop vehicle, which is driven by an electric powertrain. This reduces the need for linear motor along the track. And in the Polish startup, they had already reached 550 kilometers per hour using magnetic levitation. Next, we have the concept of rail automation, in which we are using robotic systems for infrastructure cleaning and maintenance, and drone technology for remote inspection. This has also been done in track inspections, which is extremely important, especially the tracks which are at higher heights, for example, on bridges or at the subsurface levels. The examples that we have taken next are from, one is the Italian startup offering RailScan, which can do automatic detection and classification of railway road equipment. It detects any missing, misaligned, broken, melded, or even peeled track components using high-resolution data. A similar kind of solution has also been implemented in the Dutch scale-up of laser precision solutions. So what this benefits, the benefit of this is that it improves traction and reduces any kind of train delays or cancellation on account of tracks. Next, we have the big data analytics. Here we are, the railways is generating tons of data daily. So we gather millions of points of data to improve safety, security, and reliability of train operations. It also helps us in predicting the failure and planning of repairs. For example, next, we have taken two examples from the British startup and French startup. Both are providing a similar kind of data tracking platform. And a traffic management system, which has also been implemented in Indian Railways as well. So it combines AI and IoT for real-time traffic management. And because apart from running passenger trains, Indian Railways also handles tons of freight daily. So it is very important to know the traffic management on day-to-day basis. Lastly, we have augmented and virtual reality. Here we have mixed reality solutions such as interactive train windows have been already implemented, which are providing infotainment as well as route information to the citizens on their demand. Then we have AR mobile apps and virtual reality headsets as well, which is making the training of employees more immersive and informative. Next, for example, we have an Uzbekistan-based startup which has developed a no-code VR education platform, and this we are trying to implement in India as well. So this allows easy creation of virtual reality courses using predefined assets. And similarly, a Dutch startup has also offered a similar kind of a training system. This improves the skills of railway personnel, showcases future services, and enhances the passenger experience. Now, next, This was all about the best case practices. Now coming to the Indian Railway Innovation Policy, this startup for railways had been started by the Minister of Railways last year. And these are the first set of 11 problem statements that have been finalized, in which various startups, almost 1,613, that is 1613 startups, have already competed and given wonderful solutions for these kinds of problems, such as track cleaning machine, use of remote sensing, geomatics and GIS for bridge inspection, automation of track inspection activities, to name a few. This also includes a HR module, such as an app for post-training revision and self-service refresher courses. Next, talking about the massive scale of Indian Railways, we have almost 14 lakh employees and 8,000 officers. The daily passenger movement is almost 24 million, which is equal to the population of Australia. Daily 200 plus million tons of freight is being operationalized. It is the fourth largest railway network in the world, with having more than 1 lakh track kilometers built up area. And if we talk about the rolling stock, then we have more than 15,000 locomotives, 85,000 passenger coaches, and more than 3 lakh freight wagons. On a scale of operations, we can understand how complex it is that 13,000 trains run daily, and from Delhi alone, there is 1,000 trains running daily originating from Delhi. So now, having talked about all the global startups and also the scale of Indian Railways, I quickly want to talk about some of the main technologies that are implemented in Indian Railways. Next. Firstly, we have the Kavach technology, which is a safety integrated level 4 technology. That means that the rate of failure is 1 in 10,000 years. Although it is already implemented in other countries, but in India it has been developed in the least expensive. If we talk about the financial monetary value, it is completely indigenous and helps in emergency braking during SPAD, that is signal passing at danger. It also avoids collision, head-on collision of two trains if because of signal misbehavior, two trains are coming opposite on the same direction. Even then it can help in avoiding such kind of fatal accidents. Next, we have two concepts of RMS and RDS. One is the remote monitoring system and one is the remote diagnostic system. So what the RDS helps us in the predictive maintenance, because it constantly monitors the live data of all the components established in locomotives. For example, temperature of transformers, subsystems, pressures, etc. and helps us in predictive maintenance in case any parameter does not come out to our suitability. And RMS is a remote monitoring system which has been developed for the first time in India by Alstom, and now even we are taking inspiration from that RMS and developing one in the Ghaziabad loco shed itself. Next, we have two concepts of OMRS and data loggers. OMRS is the online management of rolling stock, and data loggers is also two kinds of boxes which are kind of installed at all the zonal interchange points. And what it helps us to do is it gives live information to us at the control center if there is any kind of defect in the mechanical side of the locomotive. For example, if there is any defect in wheels, in the bearings, and acoustic monitoring of bearings is being done by this. Next, we have, coming to the crew part, coming to the personnel part, we have CMS, which is the crew management system, which is being looked after by the rolling stock operations department, in which I am right now. So how CMS is important for us is that we have almost 6,000 of crew in Delhi. Crew means you include loco pilots and assistant loco pilots who are the actual people driving the trains. CMS helps in long hours monitoring. It is doing online sign-on and sign-off of each and every crew. It helps in assessing the crew availability and crew utilization. These kinds of metrics are developed on a daily basis. We get to know about the PDD, which is pre-departure detention, which helps us in better management and better prediction of traffic, and it also helps us in eliminating crew wastage each and every day. Next, lastly, we have two portals which are HRMS, Human Resource Management System, and Integrated Payroll and Accounting System, which is solely dedicated to the employees of Indian Railways. As I said, there are almost 14 lakh employees, and just imagine the paperwork which needed to get done in even a smallest kind of things like basic time-bound promotions or even the leave applications and stuff. So now, with the help of HRMS and iPass, everything has been completely automated. And this is a testing of our, not just our systems. It is not just the fact that the systems have been made, but the servers and everything has been so good that there is never any kind of a blockage or never any kind of a hang problem whenever we are operating these systems. So I think digital transformation in Indian Railways has already come a very long way, and there is still a very long way to go further. And thank you everyone for your time. Thank you.